In the fall of 2017, a group of BU comm students traveled to Los Angeles to set up and record a live panel event featuring some of the program's most prestigious female alums. Jana Steele Hellman, Vice President of Scripted Programming at Freeform. Fonda Snyder, President of Alchemy Ink. Anna Fisher, Assistant and Writer for No Tomorrow on the CW. Sabrina Wind, President of TV at Jason T. Reed Productions at ABC. The goal was to discover what it meant to be a boss, specifically, what it meant to be a woman in entertainment.
As I see the new generation of young women coming up, there's a difference in what I grew up with and having to be nice, and the sort of owning it of the younger women of this generation and the truth of who you are. I think there's a whole level of freedom that I'm seeing that I love and support and want to see more of.
If you hate me and I am comfortable with my actions, I don't care. I figure there are 6 billion people on this planet or something like that, right? If one of them or 100 of them hate me, mind you, I do not go out of my way to alienate people. I am not mean to people, whatever. But if you don't like me and we have done business together, that's fine.
Creative executives at the networks, they're women, and I think there's a reason for that. I think because there's a skill set that we innately have that's very good throughout the creative process. We're patient, we will hold a writer's hand, we will listen to them, we will work hard, to meet them halfway, we want the same goals, like we get invested and we care so much about their thoughts and feelings and opinions that, we, I think, become friend, sister, mother, wife throughout that process, and I think that is something that women can just easily slide into those roles more easily than often men can.
You just sort of see the other women in the office as your direct competition. I don't think that's true at all. It's just for some reason something I had, like every time you get that little impulse, I think that you just have to kind of go, we can both succeed, we can both help each other succeed. Our female boss can, mentor us. We don't have to be mentored by a man.
What's the most sexist comment, experience, something that happened to somebody else that you've heard? Let's throw that out.
I remember being in an office one time and one of the guys that worked with me pretended like he didn't know how to use the coffee maker so that I would refill the coffee when it needed to be refilled. And I was like, you can learn how to use a coffee maker. I'm not the only person in this office who can operate it. You can figure it out.
The way that women have had to sort of giggle and evade, I had a boss that I would literally check with his assistant to find out when he was flying so that I would not have to be sitting next to him on the flight with him because of all the things. And that was giggle and evasion too.
I would go into a lot of these situations thinking it was a work drinks, and that was not what the other person thought it was until, we were there, and then it was uncomfortable. And that would happen regularly too, especially in early assistant days. So
I'm standing outside as we're about to start the mix, and the director, who's an executive producer, says, I think we should send Sabrina out to get us frozen yogurt. Irony, they were giving tours at Culver Studios on the Sony lot that day, and the fucking ice cream place was open. It was 2 little tiny blocks away. They could have gotten whatever they wanted without having insulted me.
In my first job, when I got hired, HR told me, this is to be expected. You're going to be treated this way by the men here, and if you can't take it, you probably should go work elsewhere.
If you say, I'm not going to do that as an assistant, don't expect to work again, because you're supposed to say yes to everything. You're supposed to be able to do everything, even if it's an errand that can't be done, which I've heard that female assistants have been sent on errands that they cannot accomplish on purpose because they want to see how far they will go in that endeavor to try to get the thing to happen. Basically hazing, and that's just a terrible culture of, basically like you have to go through this level of abuse to succeed in this business so that we know you can succeed in this business.
I read this article. It was an article. It's, Shape or Self Magazine. They have like a quiz or whatever, and it's percentages. And it was stupidest question ever. I wish I had saved this page. It said, percentage of adults who feel guilty about being a working parent. Women, 87%. Men, 0.
I remember feeling, exactly how you're describing. I looked around when I was younger and there were no moms, and I said that was something that was important to me. But through my last few bosses, I've seen, there is a way to balance it, but it is about making choices.
One thing that just came up recently was just the idea that what the definition of being a girl is, what the definition of being a woman is, and it's also with men too. It's all changing who we are and how we present ourselves. But in children's programming, the one thing for girls I loved was the idea that girls could be fierce and sparkly all at the same time.
Thank you, everybody.